Way that the situation in Tronglaobi, Bishnupur district remains very tense even hours after the violent confrontation between CRPF personnel and local protesters. Ground reports indicate that it will take some more time for things to normalize as anger continues to simmer in the area. This fresh conflict erupted after suspected Kuki militants carried out a missile or rocket attack on a civilian house in Tronglaobi area early this morning, and the projectile actually hit the residence of a BSF personnel, now killing 2 young children, and the mother is being critically injured. All right, General Sudhakar, if I can come back to you on certain points that you mentioned, we are seeing an escalation of tensions on the ground, and the anger is still simmering. People are obviously angry because the movements of these armed cadres have not been, detected by so many people who are present on the ground for protection. I want to understand your observation, General. Do you believe, do you believe there can be some external geopolitical factor that is involved in such kind of cases, because these don't seem to be, just mobs. They are organized cadres. They have sophisticated weaponry. If the reports are true, they carried out a rocket or a mortar attack. So there is a constant inflow of arms also. Do you believe the Myanmar angle, because we share a very porous border over there? So I want to get your observation regarding that, sir.
Shivani, without a second thought, without any doubt, spot on. Without you see, whenever I discuss anything, there is a global dimension. Anything happening to India, inside India and outside India along the border, there is a global dimension, there is a regional dimension, there is a local dimension. Okay, when you talk about the global perspective, it needs to be understood. Unfortunately, many of us don't read books, don't carry out analysis. The global dimension is that there is a strategic rivalry on since 1988, ever since Myanmar's leanings shifted to China, and there was a turnaround somewhere in the year 2012 when Thein Sein was the president, Barack Obama was the president of USA. There was a turnaround, and at Midson there was a bridge to be constructed for $3.6 billion. The agreement had been signed with China, but the first thing Barack Obama insisted was that you have to show the proof, the evidence of your sincerity to change your leaning towards America. So, despite having given a commitment to China, the first sign of evidence was the deal was cancelled on the grounds of environmental implications and the damage that would be caused by making the dam. It was on Irrawaddy River. So with that, there is a change of leaning towards America. It is in favor of America. This is based on a top secret document written by a Lieutenant Colonel of Burmese Army in Burmese language. So what I am coming to is, first is strategic rivalry going on. Number two, you see, the USA, better late than never, has started realizing that they have lost out a lot of space of dominance. And they're trying to restore their status in South Asia, in Southeast Asia, as also in East Asia. They are coming in a big way.
Okay.
So therefore, the presence in Bangladesh will be seen in times ahead. Their presence in Myanmar will be seen. And third and most important point, wherever USA is trying to get back to or restore its space, it has got multiple aims and objectives. One is oil, second is your rare earth element, third is the drug money, fourth is your pharmaceutical, fifth is your defense industry, and the sixth one is rare earth element. Each one every year is at an average is 2 trillion, equivalent to $2 trillion economy in the world. So they're trying to grab their pound of flesh from each of these components. Myanmar is very famous for rare earth element, particularly the Kachin province. They want to go into that side and along the border of Myanmar secure the bases from where they can actually harness maximum rare earth elements. So this is that. And as far as the regional component is concerned, we all are aware about Rohingya groups there. We know what happened during Yunus time. Right. The ISI, the Jamaati has got a rejuvenation. And also we are aware of, Hamas, Hezbollah and host of other forces inimical to India's interest. And now the local component is, we are very, very happy. The present dispensation has come into
Right,
democratic
right.
form of rule, and they are showing signs of, kind of patching up with India
All
as
right.
its
I hate to interrupt you, General, but unfortunately, we also have another guest who's joined us on this broadcast, Major Muhammad Ali Shah, who's a defense expert. I'd like to get his comments as well on this entire situation that is currently erupting in Manipur. So, obviously, we are seeing violence in buffer zones as well, civilians being targeted. The region is quite tense right now.
Thank you very much. It's an honor to be on the panel with General Sudhakarji and the DGP, Mr. B.L. Vora. Now, the very fact is, Manipur, we have not been able to resolve. It's not just that we have not been able to resolve now. Manipur has been burning since a very long time. I remember my first visit to the state in the 90s. And that time itself, I saw the underground groups, the PLA, UNLF, KYKL, Pre-Park, Pulse. They were all operating, and since then, I was like, oh, it is very, very difficult in Manipur. And again, when I was serving there as an officer, as a young captain in the year 2005, as an ADC, I found that things were wrong, were not going right. But there were no reports in the media. Everybody was too busy talking about Jammu Kashmir and on the western frontiers and such things. But towards the most beautiful part of India, where Mr. B.L. Vora has been the DGP, there was no news. So finally, but anyway, now I'm really
Right, Major
upset
Shah,
about
if
the
you
fact
can
that
give us a quick word on how you think that this violence can be contained.
well, this violence can be contained when we actually come down to action. Not just, for example, if we have people to understand Manipur, who understand the violence, who understand the this tribe.
All right, I believe there seems to be some sort of a network issue over there with Major Shah, but unfortunately we've also run out of time on this broadcast. I thank you, Mr. Vora and General Sudhakarji, for taking out your time and for speaking to NewsX. We appreciate it. We are now slipping into a short commercial.